Okay, in the last video we looked at how to take a link and make it display block. And what this allows us to do is get more clickable area for our link. And we could also set top and bottom margins and paddings to it. What we're going to do now is look at how to do this a number of times within a list and create an actual horizontal navigation that goes left to right across the screen with a number of clickable elements. So let's take our example that we already have and do File, Save As, and save it as horizontal hyphen navigation. Again, let's save it as horizontal hyphen navigation.html. Then let's just update our title and h1 tags. And this time what we're going to need is we're going to need to create a list of links. So we'll create one, and then we'll go ahead and copy and paste it a number of times. So come down into your header section, and after the link, create a UL, tab in, list item, anchor tag, and we're going to put hashtag home. Then we'll type home, close the link, and close the list. Then I'll go and I'll just paste this over and over until I have a services, about, and a contact. And then I'll make sure that I close the unordered list at the bottom. So now when I look over at my code, what I'm going to see, open up the new site, horizontal navigation, is I'm going to see a number of list items like this. And you should see they go all the way across and they have a lot of margin and padding around them. So go ahead and get caught up until you are right here. All right, so once you have that, what we're going to do now is we're going to start stylizing the list items so that no formatting from the actual list item shows up. So what that means is that these list items here, we want to have 0 margin and 0 padding. Because if we have a list item, like when I hover over right here, I'm clicking on the list item, but I'm not clicking on the link. So I want to remove any non-clickable area. So the way I'll do that is in my coding up here, I'm going to say when you're inside the header and you have an unordered list with list items, then make sure that you set them to have a margin of 0 and a padding of 0. And when I refresh, and list style is set to none. So now when I refresh, I should see that I don't have any more of those links around there. Of the bullet points. And I could start actually styling my list, my links now. So because I have them all along the side here, what I want to do is set them to have a set width and then float them next to each other. So if we come down to our link, when we have display block, we could say have a width equal to 200 pixels, and we could hard code that in. And if you look now, they're all 200 pixels wide. So I could guess what size I think it would be. If I'm thinking 120 really seems like it's a little too big, I could say maybe 60. So that's looking like it fits all of them. But if I had something that was really long, then it would be a different size. So what we could also do for width is say width be auto. And when we set width to auto, it doesn't work. So we'll go back and we'll set width to a set defined width. It's fine for now. And now all of them are 60. So the next step after this is that I have them all listed here. Now I'm going to make them float to the left, right next to each other. So if I come down and under display block, I say float left, that's taking these blocks that have a set height and width, a set margin, and it's going to float them all next to each other. So notice how what I have here is beginning to resemble a horizontal navigation. So go ahead and update your CSS until you have something that looks like this. It's not the final solution, but it's getting closer. Yep. CSS or HTML? All right, let's pick back up here. And what we're going to look at now is this last bit. We notice that we have our list, and it doesn't quite work. We want our list to go across the entire width of the screen. So what we actually have to do is come back and tell our entire unordered list to go ahead and be a width of 100 and clear both. So if we come back up to the top, above where our CSS starts, we're going to add in some code to our header to say be 100%, float left, and clear both. And some of this is rather complicated to explain, so what you're just going to have to know is that this is sort of the format for creating horizontal lists, and you could always come back and copy and paste the code, but this will be your working base. So now when we look at it again, we can see our navigation goes all the way across the screen, and we have our links. Yep, that's a percent sign there. The last thing you're going to do for this is you'll come down, and what you could do is change your hover state and do something like this, where now when you hover over it, change the background to be orange, maybe color to be white. So let's see how that looks. Right? Pure magical beauty. Right there, ladies and gentlemen. So I'll go ahead and leave this up on the screen, and go ahead, your assignment is to get your links to finally look something like this, but you could change them to be what colors you want. Yep.